Emperor Wu of Song, 363–422, personal name Liu Yu, courtesy named Xing, nicknamed Jinu, was the founding emperor of the Chinese dynasty Liu Song. He came from a humble background, but became prominent after leading a rebellion in 404 to overthrow Yuan Shan, who had usurped the Jin throne in 403. After that point, using a mixture of political and military skills, Liu Yu gradually concentrated power in his own hands while expanding Jin's territory. In 420, he forced Emperor Gong of Jin to yield the throne to him, thus ending Jin and establishing Song. He ruled only briefly, for 2 years, before dying and passing the throne to his son, Emperor Wu of Liu Song. Early life. Liu Yu was born in 363, to his father Liu Qia and mother Zhao, while they were living at Jinkou. His great-grandfather Liu Hun was originally from Pengcheng, before moving to Jinkou. Liu Qia was said to be a 20th-generation descendant of Han Dynasty's Prince Chu, Liu Zhao, a younger brother of Han's founder Emperor Gao of Han. Liu Qia was a police officer, while Zhao was the daughter of a commandery governor. They had married in 360, and lived in fair poverty. Lady Zhao died immediately after giving birth to Liu Yu, and Liu Qia, unable to take care of the child financially or otherwise, considered abandoning the child. Upon hearing this, Liu Yu's aunt, who had given birth to his cousin Liu Weijing less than a year ago, went to Liu Qiao's house and took Liu Yu, weaning Liu Weijing and giving her milk to Liu Yu instead. At some point, Liu Qia remarried, and his new wife Xiao Wenzhou bore him 2 sons, Liu Darolian and Liu Daoga. Liu Yu was said to be respectful to his stepmother and treated her as his own mother. It is not known when Liu Qia died, but in any case, Liu Yu grew up with great ambitions and was said to be strong and brave. But he was poor and uneducated, knowing only a few characters. He maintained himself by selling straw sandals, and he liked gambling. The people in his village all looked down on him. At some point, he became an officer under the general Sun Wuzong. When the magician Sun En rebelled against Jin rule in 399, Liu Yu joined the army of the general Liu Laoji, and he became friends with Liu Laoji's son Liu Jingshan. On one occasion, he led some tens of soldiers on a scouting mission, when they suddenly encountered several thousand of Sun's soldiers. All of Liu Yu's soldiers were killed, and Liu Yu fell onto a riverbank. But he stood his position there and killed all of Sun's soldiers who dared to approach. Liu Jingshan, meanwhile, realizing that Liu Yu had been away from camp for too long, went to try to find him, and saw him alone trying to hold off Sun's soldiers. He greatly praised Liu Yu, both because of his bravery and his friendship with Liu Jingshan. Liu Yu rose through the ranks of Liu Laoji's army. Liu Laoji, at the time, was a powerful warlord who controlled modern Jiangsu and Zhejiang except for the region around the capital Jiankang. In 401, with Sun En, who had fled to Zhoushan Island in late 399, trying to launch a comeback and attacking Haiyan, Liu Yu fought him, winning several victories over him despite being outnumbered. However, eventually Sun En was able to regroup and head toward Jiankang, which he could not capture and was forced to withdraw from. He regrouped on a sea island. By imperial edict, Liu Yu was made the governor of Xiape Commandery, and he was ordered to attack Sun En on his island, winning victories over him. Sun En began to grow weaker and headed south on the coast, with Liu Yu following. In winter 401, Liu Yu defeated Sun En again at Haiyan, forcing Sun to flee far from the coast. In 402, as the regent Sima Yuanxian and the warlord Yuan Shan prepared to battle, Sima Yuanxian believed that he had Liu Laoji's support, and Liu Laoji postured in support of Sima Yuanxian by bringing his forces to Jiankang. However, when Liu Yu requested to engage Yuan Shan, Liu Laoji refused to give permission. Yuan Shan then sent messengers to try to persuade Lu Laoji to switch sides, despite the oppositions of his nephew He Wuji and Lu Jingshan, as well as Lu Yu. Without support from Lu Laoji, Sima Yuanxian's forces collapsed in face of Yuan Shan's attack, and Sima Yuanxian and his father Sima Daozhe were killed by Yuan Shan. Yuan Shan, who did not trust Lu Laoji, immediately stripped Lu Laoji of his military command, and Lu Laoji, upon receiving the order, considered resisting it. He requested Lu Yu's opinion, and Lu Yu found the idea foolish, left Lu Laoji's army, and returned to Jinkou as a civilian. He Wuji joined him as well, with the rest of the army not willing to go with his plan either. Lu Laoji committed suicide, and Lu Jingshan fled to Later Qin and then to southern Yan. By summer 402, however, Lu Yu was again in the army, and by 403 he carried a general rank, when Sun En's nephew Lu Xun, who succeeded him after his death in battle in 401, attacked Dongyang, and Lu Yu repelled Lu's attack. He then counterattacked and won several battles over Lu, forcing Lu to head south on the sea. At this time, He Wuji tried to persuade him to declare a rebellion at Shanin against Yuan Shan, but at the advice of Kongjing, he declined at this time, waiting for Yuan Shan to seize the throne so that he would have a reason to. When Yuan Shan's cousin Yuan Qian asked Lu Yu's opinion on whether Yuan Shan should receive the throne, Lu Yu pretended to be a Yuan clan loyalist and encouraged Yuan Shan to receive the throne. In winter 403, Yuan Shan forced Emperor An of Jin to yield the throne to him, establishing the new state of Chu. Lu Yu initially continued to feign loyalty, and Yuan Shan, believing in him and his talents, considered giving him greater authorities. Despite counsel from his wife Empress Lu that Lu Yu could not be trusted and should be executed. Campaign against Yuan Shan. Meanwhile, Lu Yu and He Wuji, now at Jinkou, continued their planning to rebel against Yuan Shan now that Yuan Shan had seized the throne. They were soon joined in their plans by Lu Yi and Meng Chang, and soon a number of other disaffected individuals joined their plan, with Lu Yu as the leader. Their plan was to simultaneously start several uprisings. Lu Yi, Lu Yu's brother Lu Daoge, and Meng would surprise and kill Yuan Shan's cousin Yuan Hong, then the governor of Qing province, and seize Guangling. Zhuge Zhangmin would surprise and kill Diao Kui, the governor of Yu province, and seize Li Yang. Wang Yuanda, Xin Huxing, and Dong Huji would rise in Jiankang and attack Yuan Shan directly. Lu Yu, He Wuji, and the other conspirators would surprise and kill Yuan Shan's cousin Yuan Xiu, the prince of Ancheng, then the governor of Zhou and Yan provinces, then with their headquarters at Jinkou, and seize Jinkou. The conspirators put their plans into action. Lu Yu and He Wuji were able to surprise Yuan Xiu and seize Jinkou, and Lu Yu then persuaded the capable administrator and writer Lu Muji to join him as his propaganda specialist and assistant. Lu Yi, Lu Daoge, and Meng Chang persuaded Yuan Hong to go on a hunt, and as Yuan Hong opened the city gates to let his hunters out, they surprised him and killed him. However, Zhuge Zhangmin's plans were leaked, as were those of the conspirators at Jiankang. All were arrested, and the conspirators at Jiankang were executed. Lu Yu quickly headed for Jiankang, and Yuan Shan, hesitant to engage him directly, waited at Jiankang, trying to see if he could wear Lu Yu down. Although, at Yuan Qian's insistence, he sent a detachment to try to stop Lu Yu. However, Lu Yu quickly defeated Yuan Shan's generals Wu Fuji and Huang Fufu and arrived at Jiankang. He then defeated Yuan Qian and Yuan Shan, in panic, fled west, intending to go back to his power base at Jiangling. Liu Yu entered Jiankang and declared the re-establishment of Jin. Even though at this time Emperor An and his brother Sima Juan were both still in Yuan Shan's control, Liu Yu entrusted most administrative matters to Liu Muji while dealing severe punishment to corrupt officials and those who had supported Yuan Shan. And quickly the government was cleaned up. Who, when Liu Yu was poor, had helped him and paid off his gambling debts. And therefore Liu Yu not only spared but entrusted him with high posts. Liu Yu, however, prepared for the contingency that Emperor An would not be recovered by making Sima Zun the Prince of Wuling acting emperor. Liu Yu sent Liu Yi, He Wu Ji, and Liu Daoga west to attack Yuan Shan. They quickly defeated Yuan Shan's general He Danji and took Jiang province, and then continued to head toward Jiangling. They encountered Yuan Shan's much larger force at Chenggong Island, in modern Ezhou, Hubei, and despite the numerical disadvantage, they crushed Yuan Shan's forces. Yuan Shan fled back to Jiangling with Emperor An, while Yuan Shan's brother-in-law Yin Zhongwen turned against him and took Emperor An's wife Empress Wang Shenai and Emperor Mu's wife Empress Dowager He to Jiankang. Once Yuan Shan arrived back in Jiangling, he tried to prepare to flee to his distant relative Yuan Shi, the governor of Liang province. His forces collapsed, however, refusing to follow his orders. At the inducement of his subordinate Mao Zhuji, whose uncle Mao Qiu was the governor of Yi province, he decided to try to flee to Yi province instead, but on the way, he was intercepted by Mao Qiu's subordinates Mao Yuji and Fei Tian, who attacked him, and the officer Feng Qian beheaded him. The officials Wang Tengji and Wang Kangchan then declared Emperor An's restoration at Jiangling. However, with Liu Yi's forces still on the way to Jiangling, Wang Qian and Yuan Shan's nephew Wang Zhen made a surprise attack on Jiangling, capturing it and seizing Emperor An and Sima Juan. Wang Zhen and Wang Qian did not try to redeclare Tu, rather, they tried to hold Emperor An as collateral while trying to maintain their status as Jin officials. They initially defeated He Wuji's forces, but by 405, with the other members of the Yuan clan, the governor Yong province defeated, Jiangling fell to Liu Yi, and Wang Qian and Wang Zhen fled. He Wuji escorted Emperor An back to Jiankang, and Liu Yu effectively became regent, even though the government was at this point still a coalition of near equals.